I don't want to do. Yeah, I know,
Hi,
but every
everybody.
time my browser. Hello.
Welcome to the Technical Difficulty Show.
Yes, it is Technical Difficulties Night here on the live stream. Here on
It
the
is Friday
Facebook.
the 13th, so
Well, maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe there's Ghost in the Shell, Ghost in the Machine. Is that what it was? It was.
there's something weird going on. I'm not sure what it is. But nonetheless, here we are. Welcome, welcome. It's the Eridan hour or so on Friday the 13th.
We're gonna have some fun tonight. I got some games. I got another new game. I got games for games. I got games for days, and I got some games for 2 people. I've got games for 50 people. Whoever wants to play tonight, I think we're gonna have some fun. I think, yeah. It's Friday. The weekend's here.
It is here. But it is Friday the 13th.
But only for 2 more hours on the East Coast.
That's true.
We've gotten through most of our Friday the 13th, I will say.
All right, I will give you credit for that. What sucks right now is...
What sucks right now?
Well, here's what sucks. So Canon came out with an update for their software to use the nice camera up there.
Yeah.
Not this camera. This is a...
But you actually look fantastic. You have some reflection in your glasses, but outside of that, I mean, you are crisp as heck.
Yeah, but I don't have... Look at the depth of field. Like, that's all in focus back there.
I don't think the average viewer is concerned. They want you to be entertaining and fun. They're happy you're here. We're happy you're here. These 6 people are happy you're here. We're ready to go. Everybody in the comments, tell Dan whether you think his picture looks okay or not. Brutally honest while we...
I know how much better it could be. That's the problem.
I know.
And I did...
Tune in tomorrow for better video. But for tonight, I think this is good.
No, I think Clutch Radio will be exactly the same, unfortunately.
I don't think you're bad. Take a drink, relax. As I said, you're overexposed.
My white balance is off. I'm overexposed. Poor composition. Dave is right.
Oh man. Dave is just throwing you under the bus. It's all good. Let's do this, and you can
get some white composition.
Light.
Let's white balance. Hold on.
Get your white balance. I think it's still the phone wants whatever it is. It wants it to be really bright in there. So maybe turn off a light, and we'll be right. We'll do this. And there we are. And you look so much better.
The only good thing about this camera is if I do here or I do here, I'm in focus.
You are in focus, as is everything in your room. But if you also hold something up to the camera, it will be in focus. Now, I'm going to hold up to the camera right now, and it won't be in focus. But I had to share this after last week's show, is the Elf on a Shelf cereal.
Wow. Family size.
This is family sized and straight up sugar cookie cereal. Like, we're not even pretending. This was $2.50 for a box of this stuff. And my kids hate it. So this is actually going probably into the garbage. Because
you have a food bank you can send it to?
It's been opened.
Oh, that's true.
They don't want that. So yeah. But so and have a snack. This is good. This is Friday night. It's casual night. It's game night. It's time to have some fun. Lots to prepare for the weekend. Hopefully everybody's doing well. Hopefully you're staying safe, enjoying time with family, preparing for the upcoming holidays and making alternate plans for your holidays, what do holidays look like in 2020. I think that's been a hot topic of conversation in my house. And probably
our governor, Jay Inslee, went on TV last night, made an address to the state, and everybody said, "Oh my God, he's going to shut us down. He's going to shut us down." No. What he did was he said, "Stay home for the holidays."
Well, I understand.
Do Zoom
like home for the holidays.
Right. But stay home. Don't go home for the holidays. Stay home for the holidays.
Right. Which is hard. Which is hard for people. And I
It is
admit,
hard for people, but you know what? So is dying.
dying is also, I don't know, living is harder, dying is easy. Isn't that a line from Hamilton? I believe so.
I don't know. But I think that if we can get people to just use some freaking common sense for the next 6 to 8 weeks till the vaccine is actually ready, people can start getting it. Rand Paul comes out and says, "Oh, 11 million people that already had it. You can go out. You can, you had it already. Go out, take your masks off, go party, go to restaurants, get out there, live your life. You're immune." It's like, no, you're not immune.
No, nobody is saying that.
And what do you mean nobody's saying? Rand Paul actually said that.
Okay, nobody should be saying.
The man is a doctor, ophthalmologist, but still. Turns out the board that he's certified by, he created his own board. He and his wife are the president and vice president of the board of North American ophthalmologists.
And it's just the two of them.
It's just him, and he certified himself.
Well, that's pretty good. That's pretty good, But yeah, so we understand, but you can spend your holidays with us. I think day after Thanksgiving, Black Friday, we'll be here.
We'll be here on Black Friday.
Absolutely. And our deals will never be cheaper than they are.
Oh no, we're going to do 100% off that show.
Oh, see, how about that? Actually, no cost for all that fun. So Dan's going to put a link in the comments if you haven't already. I haven't seen. And I
want to talk about my psychic prediction that I made.
Which one is this? Is this your political?
It is
psychic prediction.
Oh, to see if I
there's a comment. There's a comment. There's a comment. There's a link in the comment section of YouTube and Facebook where you can click the link and join in. We're going to do some talking. We're going to do some games. We're going to do a little bit of each as we go through. I've got a brand new game I'm very excited to roll out. But yeah, if you want to give your,
let me do my quick little psychic thing.
Nostradamus.
So Josh and I were looking, this was on, I believe, Wednesday of last week. So we were looking at, how do I get my profile to come up here? Hold on a second.
I don't know. Oh, you're going to the Facebook?
No, Twitter. No, profile. Maybe the big button that says profile.
Maybe. Twitter is very confusing. Lots of buttons.
Yeah.
Lots of words flying everywhere.
Oh, there's Rafi and I. All right.
If you'd like to go visit Dan's Twitter page, Nostradamus. Very nice, Adam. I like that. That's pretty good.
All right, I'm going to share my screen here. This is for everybody. So now, notice the date. November 4th.
Yep.
I said, look at this. When Joe Biden wins Arizona, Nevada, Pennsylvania, Georgia, he'll have a landslide, electoral college victory, and popular vote victory. 306-232. Sure looks familiar, doesn't it? At real Donald Trump. Ugh. So at that point, it wasn't 306-232. And mind you, the statistics on this particular, 3,917. So it got a little, got a little traction because of my hashtags.
Sure.
And today, they officially announced that those are the actual numbers.
Nice.
He did win Georgia. He did win Arizona.
So that's official. I have not had a chance to even turn a TV on.
Pennsylvania is not doing a recount.
I did hear that.
David is right. Trump only got 3 or 4 electoral votes. 2 electors rebelled, but so did 4 or 3. There were 7 total electors. So Hillary actually did not get 232. She got 228 because Bernie Sanders, somebody gave Bernie Sanders one. Somebody gave, I forget, one of them was like Moon Unit Zappa got one. I forget who the other one was.
Nice.
So
Well, there you go. Good call.
Yeah. So that's where we are.
Nicely done.
My video now, I feel like I'm in like a Mexican soap opera.
You're bright. That's all. You're just bright. But bright is better than dark. I don't know if that makes sense or not. If we couldn't see you at all, we can definitely see you.
All right, hold on a second.
That's a
Let me
good.
see if I can just adjust, because this lighting was set for the other
camera. Oh, yeah. There you go. Much better.
Turn this a little bit this way.
To your face. That's so much. Yes, I like it.
No, but it's amazing how much I have of a reflection when I don't have any with the other camera in my glasses anymore.
That is, well, I mean, the camera is slightly higher, so you're getting above, but nonetheless. Yeah. So,
oh yeah, look at that.
Besides getting a correct prediction, how was the rest of your week here? Have you,
it was okay.
Did you leave the house?
Huh?
Did you leave the house at all?
I leave the house daily.
Oh, okay.
Not much. I mean, I shouldn't go as much as I do, but yeah, I go to the grocery store almost every day.
Every day to the grocery store.
No.
There are people who make lists so that they.
We have a list. Somehow, there's always something.
Wow. Okay.
I sometimes do my Starbucks run, but they bring it to your car.
Now, here's a question about car service. So when they come to your car, Chick-fil-A or a Starbucks, do you put your mask on?
Yes.
When the person comes up? Because I see many people who don't, especially like a drive-through,
Mask up in the drive-through. You just wear your mask all the time. Assume you're contagious and you're giving it to everyone. If everybody assume they had it. I said this 9 months ago. Act like you have it.
Sure.
And less people will get it.
If you have it, then no, stay home. If you're asking like, which ultimately is the better answer.
Right. That's true. But
if you're going to act like you have it, then you're not going to go to Starbucks. You're not going to go out to Chick-fil-A.
That's true.
So I mean, but yes, I do get that. And I think you should. I think that's a wise choice. And so
on November 3rd, 1975, Felix Unger was asked to remove himself from his place of residence. He's the odd couple. Thank you very much. Dave was trying to stump me, I think.
Nice. Well, if Dave joins in tonight, if he's able to join in, I think the newest game we have tonight is ideally focused for the two of you. So if he's able to join in, Dave, you should definitely get in on this for this brand new game that this new game, I will totally admit, is not a game for everybody. I think there's a lot of casual people who would be like, that's way too hard. But I've got some easier games. I've got some birthday game we can play. I got a list game we can play. I got games, man. I got some hot stuff. And so, click the link.
And here he is, Nostradamus.
Very nice. How are you?
How's it going?
It's the weekend.
Your name came up earlier, Eric, because we were watching. So have you watched any of Jimmy Kimmel's reboot of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
I have not.
Because so far they've only been playing either celebrities for charity or essential workers who have had, like there was a guy on just today who had his food truck and who's been struggling because there's no business. He's had to park his food truck.
Right.
But it came up because they now have someone sit behind you. You can bring the smartest person you know, and up to you get to $32,000, you can get unlimited help from that person.
Oh, nice.
So I was thinking, who would I take?
Not
this guy tonight made the mistake. He was an older gentleman, and he brought someone his age, his background. I mean, the guy was probably nice and smart, but they knew the same things.
Right.
And then he said, the guy on the phone is just our age. So his phone a friend didn't do him any good either because he picked all people with the same knowledge base.
Grandchildren. He could have probably put one of his grandchildren with him.
Exactly. And I was thinking, because there's jokes, there's questions about popular music, about movies, about science. I mean, it's all over the map. So you take someone who has knowledge very different from yours.
So when you bring your own person, do they sit in the audience and cough? Is that how it works?
No, it's not. It's not like the cheating scandal. No. That was on the British show, right?
I thought somebody here did that too.
I thought that was on the British show.
Dang.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I do want to ask Adam. It says Dan has her own personal parking space at Safeway.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't. I do go to Safeway sometimes, but Town and Country, our local
Nice.
market, is where I usually go.
And no Instacart for you.
No,
Just checking.
no, but they do. Town and Country are a little local. They've been sanitizing carts since March.
And they're almost
Social distancing. They've had the plexiglass up. I mean, it is. And today's the anniversary. And for a lot of people too, I moved my office home on Friday the 13th of March.
Mm-hmm.
And here are Friday the 13th of November, 8 months later.
I thought.
The first show we did of this was Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's when a lot of people went home. Yep.
Yeah.
We were told, I think we were told on Thursday we had our meeting at work that said, we're going to be working from home from now on. You're allowed to come in tomorrow if you really want to. If you need to gather stuff up or you have stuff that you need to do, that's the last day you're going to be allowed in the office without VP level approval.
Yeah. And that's where we're at now in my job as well, where it is you have to get permission from the office executive to even go in just to grab something.
Yep, exactly.
They really don't want you there. Crazy.
Well, if they had an outbreak because one person decided to go in the office to grab a book,
right.
And then they tested positive the next day, everyone who had been in that office that day, the security guards, the janitorial staff, everybody, they would have to, it's just not worth it.
All the way back.
Yep.
So why?
Insanity.
All right, I got a game. Now this is, all right, so first, let's play a game. Okay. So, now this is a beta test. We're still massaging the rules on this.
Are you Google that everything you put out is a beta?
This game may eventually come out a beta, but for now, this is a beta test. And I'm calling the game Character Builder.
Oh, is this like making your own me on the Wii?
This is something like that. So here's the deal. Here's the idea I have for this game. And we'll decide who goes first here in a minute. Here's the idea for this game. We're gonna take a look at our picker wheel of television shows.
Okay.
All right. So here's what I've done. I've put together a wheel full of television shows.
You have way too much time on your hands.
This is just what runs through my head while I'm supposed to be going to sleep. And I'm like, and what if we did this? All right. So here's what we got. We're gonna spin the wheel. So when it's your turn, we will spin the wheel, and it'll land on a television show. And for the first week, we're going to be focused primarily on the 80s. And it'll land on a television show, and you will be given 15 seconds
Dan's looking
to name characters from the
Chuck Schumer's on.
All right, you're going to get 15 seconds to name characters from the show, right? So not the actors. You do not need last names. All right, you get 1 point for every character you can name. If you run the gamut, these are primary characters. These are the main characters, right? If you get every main character, you get a bonus 3 points. If you don't get the main character, if you don't get all of the characters, after you're done, the other person will get a chance to name anybody you missed up to 3. So they can earn up to 3 points afterwards. So you get 1 point per character, bonus points of 3 points if you get them all, and your person can, if you miss characters or are unable to name some characters, the other person has a chance to steal some points.
I assume it is 100% your judgment what percentage, how many of the cast are the primary cast, the main characters?
Here's what I'm going with. All right. So, of course, obviously, you're not allowed to look online. Obviously, you're not allowed to take notes. I have pulled up the IMDb page for each one of these shows. And we're going to be going with the cast list that they have, and there's for every show there's a pretty massive drop off for the number of episodes that people have appeared in. Yes. Right. So if everybody else has been in 154 episodes, and then the next person is 74, that's where the line is, right?
Okay. So they joined late, or they left, or whatever.
But so none of Fred Stoller's characters will be listed.
That is correct.
Sadly, no offense, Fred.
So when we get to Ally McBeal, we can't name Dan.
That is also true, right?
I was never in the credits.
Yeah, he had no name. So So I believe last week's game, Dave went first. So we'll let Dan go first with this, if that's all right with you.
He'll be the guinea pig. That's fine.
And I said, this is obviously, so when the name appears, you'll have a few seconds while I get to the IMDb page and I get ready to start the clock. But we're not going to give you a ton of time to start thinking ahead of time. And then your 15 seconds will begin. So it will be relatively quick after it comes up because I don't want you to have a minute to think about your 15-second run. All right.
Before we start, can I say one thing?
Of course.
I love this.
I knew you would.
Wow.
I thought this was pretty good. And so obviously, and the other things that makes it interesting is that you do get to see the wheel. So you can start thinking a little bit about other shows that are on the wheel, but also you need to be focused on your own answer and what you're going to say in retaliation, because I'm not going to leave the wheel up either. So you'll get a quick peek at the wheel before we spin the wheel, and as this wheel spins, and then I will switch back to the character builder logo.
Now, is this across all genres of TV?
It is primarily, well, you're going to find out.
Okay.
So here we go. Let's take a quick look at the wheel. We can see our wheel here. We've got comedies, but a couple of mostly comedies, actually, come to think of it, mostly comedies. And Dan, are you ready? All right. We are going to spin the wheel for Dan's show. All right. Dan will be listing characters. WKRP.
In Cincinnati.
Are you ready, Dan? Here we go. Your 15-second starts now.
Venus Flytrap. Dr. Johnny Fever.
Timer didn't work. Crap. Hold on. Wait a second. Go again. Go.
Venus Flytrap. Dr. Johnny Fever. Andy Travis. Jennifer Marlowe. Herb Tarlick. Bailey Quarters. Les Nessman. Mr. Carlson. Mrs. Carlson.
All the little Carlsons. All right, your time is up.
I don't think there are any other characters.
No, I need.
You were so fast, Eric needs to tabulate.
Unfortunately, I didn't get it. I kind of got screwed up on that because I tried getting the timer started, and then I wasn't able to follow what you were saying. So we're gonna need Dave to help clarify who you did list here.
Or Dan, it's honor system.
I believe I heard Andy.
Oh yes, definitely.
Mr. Carlson. Johnny Fever.
Yep.
Les Nessman. I heard Herb Pollock. I heard Bailey Quarters. I heard Venus Flytrap. Did you say Jennifer Marlowe?
I did.
Did you? Oh my goodness, he ran the board right up.
Lonnie Anderson.
That is correct.
Made her a star.
So you were able to name all 8 of the main characters. You mentioned Mrs. Carlson, who was only in 10 episodes compared to 90 to 89 for everybody else. But you get 8 points plus the bonus 3 points. So Dan instantly puts himself on the board.
Can I name the actors?
If you'd like to, sure. Let's hear it.
Herb Tarlick was Frank Bonner. Andy Travis was Gary Sandy.
Correct.
Dr. Johnny Fever was Howard Hessman. Lonnie Anderson was Jennifer Marlowe. Bailey Quarters, I don't remember.
I was going to say, I'd be impressed. Jan Smithers.
Jan Smithers, yeah. Right as you started to say it. Smithers.
Just thought Smithers.
Les Nessman was Richard. No.
Wow, yeah.
Richard something.
Sanders.
Oh, Sanders.
Yeah.
And Mr. Carlson was also the TV repair guy, or the Maytag repairman.
Who was, did you get that one?
I forgot his name.
Gordon Jump.
Gordon Jump. There you go.
How about that? Nicely done, Dan. Wow, way to start off strong.
That's one of my shows. I mean,
my plan here is five rounds. So we're not going to put a score that we're going to because I had no idea how quickly the scores might go. And some of the shows might only have 3 or 4 main characters. So understanding that as well,
I don't foresee a win for me on this one. I think CNN has already called this, but we'll continue.
We'll continue. You ready to go?
Yep.
All right, here we go. We're going to get rid of WKRP, and we're going to spin the wheel. Oh, there it is.
my.
The Cosby Show. Second here to
I'll get some, but I'm not going to run this one for sure.
which has disappeared from. Oh, there it is. All right. And so here we go. We've got 15 seconds on the clock, Dave, and here we go.
Okay, well, you got Cliff, and I think it was Claire,
Yep.
Theo, Rudy. Eventually, you got what's her name? But she didn't come till later, so she wouldn't be in the top bill. That's it.
Okay, well,
I missed two of the kids, I think.
that's a solid 4 for Dave. And so now, Dan, you get a chance if you can name any additional characters that he did not name.
Denise.
Yep. Lisa Bonet.
Boner. No, wrong show. Jay Boner. I got nothing.
I was trying to remember Tempest Bledsoe's character. Which was there?
Let me see. Tempest.
That was Rudy, wasn't it?
No, Rudy was the younger one.
She was Vanessa.
Vanessa. Okay.
Oh, Vanessa. Well, maybe it was about her.
And that's pretty much where it dropped off. It was Cliff, Claire, Rudy, Theo, Vanessa, and Denise were all in the main episodes. And then you got people like Elvin and Russell.
Well, and then when Raven Simone joined,
it all went downhill.
but she was in how many episodes?
Raven Simone was in all of them, wasn't she?
Well, who was the one who? That's right. Who was the one who joined later, though? They had the
all of them. She was in half. She was actually, there were 197 episodes. Raven Simone was in 64.
okay.
But she was the youngest one, wasn't she?
She was Olivia.
Yeah, she joined later.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, she came later. You're thinking about Rudy, who was Keisha Knight Pullum.
Pullum. Yes.
oh.
There you go.
Keisha Knight Pullum. That's who was at the Ross Park Mall.
Ah, that's nice. Nice reference. Okay, are you ready to go?
You weren't ready with your name drop sound effect. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Here we go. Sorry. All right, Dan. All right, here we go. The beginning of round 2.
Oh,
There we go. Classic TV show. All right, give me a second here to pull up my list for Night Court so I can follow along with all the name, character name, action. And Dan, you are on.
Harry, Selma, Dan, Lurch. No, what was that? Maul. Oh, Richard Maul played Bull,
Yep.
and I cannot remember the lady's name.
There you go.
Well,
You got
The trouble is that they had their first 2 bailiffs die off.
yes.
And so that's when they got Roz, because they deliberately decided to go younger after Selma Diamond and Thelma Blair, I think it was. They died off after the first and second seasons. So they deliberately went
Mark
younger.
Warfield on.
All right, so Dave, can
There's only one other character. Well, there's 2 other characters I can remember.
Not
But
a
one of them changed roles again, because Ellen Foley played the role the first season. Then they got rid of her and brought in Marky Post. So neither of them were probably in enough episodes to qualify.
I think
So
Mark
that really-
Post is enough of a main character.
So that really only leaves the one male actor who I can picture in my mind, but I can't recall what the name of the role was he played. Because I knew Dan, Harry, Bull, Roz wouldn't count. So no, I don't think I got anything.
I think Roz counts.
Roz counts. Roz absolutely
Roz
counts.
How many
And
episodes?
Marky
was
Post
she-
character
she
counts. I
wasn't in
couldn't
the
remember her
first 2
name.
seasons.
So here's the interesting thing. So actually, Selma probably doesn't count actually on this one because Selma was only in 37 out of 193 episodes.
He died off.
Died.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah.
But if we're going with number of episodes, I think we can count Selma because she was in the beginning. Maybe we'll count her because she was on the beginning. But basically the majority of the cast for the majority of the episodes: Harry T. Stone, Dan Fielding, Bull, Mac Robinson,
Mac. That was I was trying to remember his
Mac,
name. I could picture him, but I couldn't remember his name.
Sullivan, and Roz.
Yeah.
So we're gonna give 4 points to Dan, and we're gonna give 3. Now we're gonna give 1 point to Dan.
1. Yeah.
I would give him 2. Who was Marky Post character?
Christine.
Yeah, but I didn't remember the
said
character's
that.
name.
Yeah, but that's
I
not
only
the-
said Marky Post. I didn't say the
Oh.
character's name.
But you weren't going to count her. Did you know her name was Christine?
But I didn't remember her name
Oh.
because Because you had Ellen Foley at first, and then it changed to Marky Post. So yeah,
It's all about the character. We're all in
Ellen
character.
Foley was not a good actor.
Yeah, actually, you know what? The funny thing, nowhere close. She was only in 19 episodes.
Yeah, she started out, and then they got rid of her.
Yeah, she didn't do so well. All right, so Dave, we're back to you. Here's your big chance. Are you ready?
Oh yeah, sure.
Let's go back to the wheel.
There's some on here I do not know much at all from. So that was one of the ones I was going to say I didn't know much at all from.
All right, give me 1 second here. All right,
I probably watched 10 total episodes.
we are ready, and I am going to start the time right now.
Okay, I think it was Rose, Blanche, and who was the third one? Because you had Estelle Getty, you had Rue McClanahan, you had Betty White, and you had B. Arthur. No.
All right, well, Dan, that's definitely 2. Dan,
Dorothy,
Yep.
Yes.
Sophia,
Yes.
is correct.
Stanley Spornak.
Now, interestingly enough, yes, but no. We're
I think
actually
there's only 4 really in this in the main.
going to really count in the main group.
Yeah. There's a
Because
huge drop off after this 4, I'm sure.
impressive that you had Stan, but he was only in 26 episodes out of 177, and all 4 of the main characters were all in 177 episodes. So, all right, so that's
Well, they were the Golden Girls.
on that one, and we're gonna hide that one, and we're gonna enter round 3. We're gonna get moving here. Start working out the kinks here. We're going with the family ties. Absolutely. So, Dan, let's do it. You're up. Go.
Alex P. Keaton, Dad Keaton, Mom Keaton,
Nope.
Tina Smothers, the others.
Nope.
I don't remember anybody. Skippy.
All right. So,
Valerie and Jennifer.
Skippy, but sadly not in the main.
Mallory. Oh, I forgot.
Valerie
Mallory.
was his sister, and I think was it Jennifer was his little sister?
That is correct.
What was the parents' name?
I don't remember.
All right. So that's 2 for Dave and 1 for Dan.
It was Meredith Baxter Burney and Michael Gross.
Michael Gross, whose sister is
Stephen and Elise
Mary
Keaton.
Gross, who was on SNL.
That's right. Stephen and Elise Keaton.
Stephen.
And it drops off pretty quickly after that when you get to Skippy. He was only a third of the episodes. And Courtney Cox's character was in 20 of the episodes, but as Michael J. Fox's girlfriend. All right, so here we go. We're going to go to Dave. We're getting down. The wheel's getting a little empty here.
Yes, it is.
Could get a little scary. And we go to Roseanne. All right. Give me a second here to pull up Roseanne to make sure I'm ready to.
I'm so much better with the 70s, but here we go.
Well, we'll do a
I
week.
would do the 70s. I think that would be a fun challenge.
I think we'll definitely do the 70s. All right, Dave, 3, 2, 1, go.
Well, there's Roseanne and Dan.
Nice.
And then there's the kids.
That is correct.
Including the one that changed actresses, so I'm not sure she would actually have enough episodes for either of them to qualify.
But the character was there long enough.
All right, Dan.
That's true. It's the character.
Darlene, Becky, DJ. I can't remember her sister's name, but I can only get 3 anyway.
Yeah, Laurie Metcalf's character.
Yeah, Laurie Metcalf. I don't remember her.
That's all right. You're missing out on Jackie, would be the only character that wasn't named. So definitely 2 points for Dave. And you got DJ, Becky, and did you get Darlene as well?
Yes.
I did. Now Becky was replaced, but the character was in all the episodes.
That's true. The character would count because that's the important part.
Still, yes, exactly. Yeah.
Because you got Darren on Bewitched. I mean,
exactly.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Exactly. All right. Nicely done. All right. So now this is back to Dan. Is that right? And
Yes.
this is round 4 or
We're
3?
doing 4 rounds?
I think we're going to do 5 rounds. I think this is
5 rounds. Okay.
I think this is round 4. If not, this is round
The
4.
wheel is getting sparse.
All right, because I'm not going to make you exhaust all of these. So we'll do 2 more rounds. And so here we go with round 4.
Which of these do I least want?
Spin the wheel. I have no idea what that is. There we go. Absolutely. Let me pull up my screen for that and say, Dan, 3, 2, 1, go.
Sam, Diane, Rebecca, Woody, Coach, Norm, Cliff Clavin, Carla, Fraser Crane. I can't imagine anybody else is up there.
Huh. Interestingly enough.
Coach is not up there, I bet.
Interesting.
Well, Coach died off again, so you know. And Diane left early, so again, that's.
Well, you can't say Diane's not a main character or Fraser.
I think there are two that Dan missed. I think. I can't remember for sure if you named one of them, and one of them I know you didn't name, and we'll have a conversation with that if Dave can name either one of them.
I'm trying to remember what he named. I mean, I'm sure he named all the main characters. I heard him fly down. Rebecca, I'm pretty sure he named. You know, because there were the guys at the bar, and then there were the bartenders, and then there were the waiter. There was Carla the waitress, and that was really about it. Who else would there be? Because there was the guy that owned the bar. There was their boss.
Right, the upstairs guy. He owned the restaurant.
Yeah, and then there was the rival tavern, but they still only appeared a couple times a season. So,
and then Jay Thomas was on for a few episodes as Carla's husband.
Right.
And then the guy that played
Carla's husband,
Carla's first husband.
Here's a question, and maybe
Eddie LeBeck is who.
Maybe I'm missing something about this. So on the list here is listed Phil, who I'm assuming is Rhea Perlman's actual husband, who was probably a patron in the bar.
There was a guy who sat at the bar that almost never talked.
Yeah, 142 episodes for Phil.
Yeah, I think he was just a bar. He was a seat filler, basically.
More episodes than Shelley Long.
Well, that's not too hard. Shelley Long had to go make her.
And they gave him a name. So, like, the drop off is Ted, is Sam, Carla, Cliff, Norm, Fraser, Woody, Rebecca, Phil, and Diane.
Who's the actor that played Phil?
Philip Perlman. That's why
she was married to Louis. She was married to.
Well,
Louis
she
DePalma.
eventually was. I'm not sure if that was her first husband.
It was back then.
I thought they met on Taxi before they even.
Well, maybe it was a brother. Who knows?
Oh, maybe.
Well,
Click on. What else has he been? Has he been in anything else?
You can click on his bio and see.
No, he is not. If you look up Philip Perlman.
I can't. It would be cheating. I can't.
Oh, no, actually, that's wrong. He is known for his work on Throw Mama from the Train, Out of Sight.
With Danny DeVito.
He's married to Adele Perlman, and he died April 2015.
Maybe that was her dad.
Could be her dad.
That's
looks
funny.
like Carl Reiner.
Can you imagine her dad was on the entire season, like almost every episode, and we're just finding this out now?
That's fascinating. So nonetheless, Dan gets points for the rest of them, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points for Dan, taking Dan up to 30.
If you didn't have such a big lead, I'd say give him the 3 because nobody would name Phil.
No.
All right, now we're going to keep it close. You never know what might happen. You never know.
Yes, we do. But anyway,
pretty good idea. But we might as well finish this up. We'll just finish it at this round. Or maybe
put us out of our misery.
I'm thinking that we'll put you out of your misery. We'll do one more though, just to wrap up the round. Because who would have guessed? All right, so Dave, here you go.
Yeah. Oh boy, I love this show so much.
Go.
I can again name all the actors.
Do that.
Well, the first one he always goes by his name.
Yeah. I think you could name one.
Oh, sorry, I didn't even notice the timer was running. Sorry.
Oh, sorry about that.
No, because there was Danny, Michelle, DJ. You know, it was.
No, that was Full House. You were thinking.
I know. So who's the boss? Yeah, I mean,
Well,
Melissa
we'll
Milano,
give it 1 point because who was the star of it?
Yeah,
Judith Light was. Yeah.
Well, Judith Light. Well, that depends on who you really thought what the boss was.
Well,
because was
Tony obviously, because he
exactly right.
Only goes by the name Tony when he.
I watched it some, but nah.
Now here's how I can remember the names: is you have to say them as Tony Danza. So you had Mona.
Yeah.
As an actor, he was a great boxer.
So you had Mona. What was Jeff?
Mona, Samantha, and Jonathan. I can't remember the Riga. No, wrong show. I can't remember the mom's name.
You can't remember who was actually the boss.
No, Tony was the boss.
I don't know. A lot of people would say Angela was the boss.
Angela.
Isn't there a question mark in this
Angela.
title? I think the title's wrong. You're missing your question mark.
Well, that is the question. You know, there's a movie where somebody's teaching an entire class on who's actually the boss. I forget what movie that is. All right, so
Wasn't
there
that on Community?
Huh?
Was that on
Oh,
Community?
Community. You're absolutely right. That was Community. So there you go. There's the beta test of Character Builder. And next time we will do some shows from the 70s. We'll mix it up a little bit. But not
I'd be happy with 60s too, but that's just me.
I think I could do 60s and 70s. I might be able to do. I don't know if I could do 50s.
50s would depend on how much you've watched Nick at Night in the last 20 years.
The 50s pretty much is Leave It to Beaver, I Love Lucy.
Car 54.
We'll definitely play again, and we'll definitely, any comments or suggestions about the scoring system or anything, we'll figure something out if we need to tweak all that.
The only problem with the scoring system, and I would have lost handily no matter what the scoring system would have been, is that because there's such a wide variation between shows, so you've got 4 possible points plus bonus for Golden Girls, and 9, 10 from some shows. So
it could give you a good opportunity to steal from someone if they totally miss that.
That's true, but if they run it, you're doomed.
It's where the wheel might give or the wheel might take.
When Dan starts off running the table on WKRP, it's
wrong. That was wrong. I admit that was terrible. So yeah, so
that way.
I tried to find things. I wasn't going to do Quantum Leap because there's like 2 main characters.
Sam, Al, and Ziggy.
Oh, it's true. Ziggy's a character. Yeah. He never appears.
And Cushy.
So
Cushy was the other guy.
A cast, a decent cast, So, but yeah. So yeah, we'll do that again. That was fun.
So when you get to Manimal,
that's a good one.
90210.
All right. I do have another. I have a list that we
another
did
game.
last week. Better than the serials. I promise.
Before we do the list, let me put this back up. If anybody else wants to join us to play the game, it is a Friday the 13th, so it is a weird night.
And this is going to be about as close to a sports theme list that I can get.
Next we're going to do ED medications. It's
a friend of mine had an idea to do a game that was name of a drug or name of a Pokemon.
Oh,
yeah, drug or Pokemon.
Yeah, and he was reading them off to me. I'm like, I don't know which. And Josh was like crazy for Pokemon back then. I'm like, I have no idea.
Well, Stephen Colbert, this past week, I don't remember which drug company it was. Some major drug company, has a new drug that they claim is showing some promise against COVID, and the name was just the most.
Oh yeah, I saw that one.
Consonant soup you've ever, and he was just mocking it for a good solid 5 minutes.
It was like Shamalama Ding Dong.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he did a fake ad for it. Yeah,
that's awesome.
And then after this game, we do have a sitcom update.
Ooh,
for the Dan's Dad
theme song for that. The sitcom update.
50.
It's been a little. Yeah, we don't have a graphic for the sitcom update.
Not yet.
Not yet. We will. I'll come up with that. But yeah, if anybody wants to join in, we can certainly we can squeeze someone else in, or we could let somebody join. I will reset the scoreboard here for this game. Yes, a fresh start.
Start at 0, please.
So we're gonna pull it all the way back and then give it a nice.
Okay, this one is going to be Rick Springfield songs. We'll start with Dan.
We did that one before.
We did do that one before, actually. Yeah, that didn't go for anybody.
And if you want, here's a little bonus we'll throw in after this game.
All right.
We can play a game of name drop theater where you guys can name anybody famous. I will tell a story, and you have to figure out if it's true or false.
There you go. I like that. That's awesome.
Name drop theater will come up after this game.
With the caveat that it has to be possible. No one who died before Dan was born.
Right. Yeah. You can't be like, yeah.
That's true. Or if and no feeding in names that of people that Dan is involved with. Yes.
He's previously told. Yeah. So no Steven Tylers. No.
Right. Exactly. Right. Make it challenging. So excellent. All right. So since I don't think anybody else is joining right away, we'll jump into this. All right. So here's the list for tonight. Let me bring up the scoreboard here so we can.
Oh, hold on.
Well, it does look like a sports theme.
Yeah, right.
Let's put that. There we go.
Hold on. Let me get rid of this sidebar here where I.
Sidebar.
There we go. Okay. So here it is. Straight from Wikipedia.
Oh, good.
Which
means if I edit it quickly enough, I can win.
You probably could. Since 1970, the NFL has been using popular acts as the Super Bowl halftime.
Oh.
So what I'm interested in hearing is artists that have performed as part of the Super Bowl halftime show. Now, we're looking for one artist per guest. So you do not need to list combinations or pairs or everybody who performed in a particular year. Just any artist. So if you're thinking...
But if it was a band, you're naming the band, not the individual members.
That is correct. Right.
Wow.
I told you this is a good list. This is pretty good. There are a lot of possible answers depending on.
We're going on what Super Bowls.
So we are going to let Dave go first on this competition.
Okay, I'll start with Prince.
Absolutely,
that looks better.
It's a tremendous halftime show. I'm not even going to look that.
Yeah, although when they had him in silhouette holding his guitar, that was a little bit bizarre.
Yes, but at least he wasn't showing his butt, right? At least he wasn't wearing pants that you could see through. Yes, Prince was. Let me see. Where are we at? What year was that?
I think Prince did it twice.
No, actually, just Prince in 2007.
Oh,
Prince performed at the Dolphin Stadium. So, Dan, can you name?
All right. I'm going to go with the easy one. Janet Jackson's breast.
Now, do you name both of them? Or can I name the other one?
In 2004, you have to know what they're named. But this will be 2004 in Houston, Texas. Lions Stadium.
I will go ahead and say Justin Timberlake to get it out of the way.
Absolutely. That takes care of JT, who was also present in 2004. And I believe he also performed.
Yeah, he had a hand in that, as I recall.
Oh,
nice.
He had a hand on it.
That's absolutely correct. And he also was the performer in 2018.
I'm going to go with the one that I thought this is going to be the least energy halftime ever, and that would be Sugar Ray.
Oh my, do I not remember Sugar Ray at that?
Because I'm like, how can they do the halftime? It's like,
no,
you guys
sorry.
ready?
Sorry, it was Sugar Ray Leonard that performed. Sorry, you were so close.
Are you sure that Sugar Ray performed at the halftime?
I would Google it, but I can't right now.
I don't have that on my list. Let me check. Hold on a second. I'm just going to check. Be sure that I'm not missing.
Maybe it was Mark McGrath. I thought it was Sugar Ray.
Let me check McGrath. Hold on. I'm just going to do a quick.
When it's over, that's the time. I just remember them being like. Maybe maybe we have a Mandela happening here.
Maybe it was some other. Maybe it was a college bowl, like the Sugar Bowl, the Rose Bowl,
the Sugar Ray Bowl.
Ray did do a halftime show, but it does not appear. Wait, hold on. It does not appear to have happened. So that is not.
He was on one of the teams.
He did do a halftime show, but it does not appear that it was the Super Bowl. So from all, that is what I am finding.
All right. Well, I'll take no point for now, but.
Yep, we'll see. We'll contest that at the very, very end.
All right.
We'll give you internet access.
I'm under protest. Okay.
If you need to recount, we'll let that happen at the end of the competition.
We'll get a recount, but only if it's a 0.5% or smaller.
No. This is a provisional ballot. This one still gets counted.
Okay. We're going to be counting for the next week. But anyway, I'll go with Springsteen.
We may not have an answer for quite some time. Yes, Bruce Springsteen definitely performed at the halftime show in 2009.
Well, then I will go with Kiss.
You know, the score thing is, there's a lot going on here. All right, let me see here. Yes.
I think Kiss was about 99 or 2000.
And has very interesting memories of halftime shows that do not appear to have happened.
No, I know for a fact Kiss did the halftime show.
I don't remember Kiss doing halftime.
Holy shit! I'm in an alternate universe.
Bizarro Kiss.
In an alternate universe. Hold on.
Anybody watching this remember Sugar Ray or Kiss doing the halftime of the Super Bowl?
No,
Buddy Ebsen's still alive.
You know, with that cap and you're leaning into the camera, you have that real Jim Varney look to you. You're like,
hey, Vern.
There is a video here from 1999 that is entitled Kiss Live at the Super Bowl. Let me take a look at my list here.
Maybe they opened the Super Bowl.
They might have been the opening act. They might have been the opening act, not the halftime performers, because I have somebody completely different listed on my list for 1999. So
you have a video of them performing at the Super Bowl.
They definitely performed at the Super Bowl, but they were not the halftime show, apparently.
How can they not be the halftime show? Gene Simmons would never allow himself to be the opening act for anybody.
Interestingly enough, it does not. Hold on. I'm gonna do it.
I am in an alternate universe.
Let me see. It does appear. Hold on. Let me make sure.
You sure Danny Tanner didn't perform at the halftime show?
This is very interesting because they're listing other people.
I'd Google it, but I can't.
They might not have been the only act.
No, they definitely weren't the only act. Hold on. I'm still doing some research here. Let me see.
Did Nelson Mandela perform at the Super Bowl?
You are correct. Hold on. Let me find here. I'm finding a list here.
Tiny Tim.
They were in the pregame show. They were part of the pregame show. They were not part of the halftime show.
Wow.
That is not a point for Dan. They were part of the pregame show. And they did quite a nice show, apparently. Along with, I'll share this, the pregame show narrated by actress Tori Spelling. The Caribbean cruise from its festive departure to a journey to exotic destination. The show included a performance by Kiss, along with their trademark elaborate costumes and theatrical pyrotechnics. And Cher later sang the national anthem. But none of that would be a point for Dan.
I'll go with Billy Joel.
Billy Joel. That's interesting. I did not see him, but I'm sure he's not on my list.
No,
all sorts of discrepancies. No, I do not have.
You're looking at the list from Earth 2.
Okay.
So no, Billy Joel apparently has not.
Okay.
Wikipedia.
Who's president in your universe?
What was that?
Mine?
Who's the president in your universe you're in, Eric?
Well, currently?
No. Yes, currently or next month.
You don't want to talk about that.
Gilbert Gottfried. It's really interesting.
Absolutely. It is somebody from Home Alone too. Go ahead.
You know, if I were president.
All right, we're coming back to Dan now. Halftime.
You should vote for me. I'm going to go with one that I know for a fact is Coldplay.
Coldplay absolutely performed at the halftime show. Let me see. What year was that? Let me see. Coldplay 2016, along with some other fine folks.
Katy Perry.
Katy Perry.
Oh, yeah. With the
Left Shark.
Absolutely. That's right. She was their headliner in 2015. You are correct. Absolutely. Got a barn burner here. Okay.
All right. Can we go with Future, The Weeknd? Can we go with that?
Look into the future. These are
Who's playing this year's Super Bowl? All right.
Well, he's in an alternate universe, so he can go to the future.
And by the way, it'll be the Steelers and the Seahawks in the Super Bowl.
You're so it's happening.
How about
a socially distant Super Bowl? Aerosmith, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. At least once. Make sure about that. Yes, 2001. Aerosmith was there performing. The Raymond James Stadium.
The Rolling Stones.
Stones, absolutely. They pulled them out. When did they pull out their stones? Let me see. That was 2006.
Cleveland.
All right, Dan.
Bon Jovi.
Bon Jovi. No Bon Jovi. That would be a no. All right, Dave. We'll do this till 11. How about that? We'll the first one to 11.
Oh, I thought you meant 11 o'clock. Anyway.
They're both in 3 minutes.
Either way.
I'm not sure, but I'll go U2.
U2 totally did an halftime performance. Absolutely.
All right. How about Lady Gaga?
That was my next one.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
put the emphasis on the wrong syllable.
All right, there we go. Yes, Lady Gaga did that in, when was that? 2017 in the NRG Stadium in Houston, Texas.
I'm not sure. Did the Who? I
Who?
don't think so.
Who?
Guess who?
Yes, they did. 2010.
Yeah, because there were jokes, not to give Dan any clues, but there were jokes after the whole Janet Jackson, Justin Timberlake fiasco. For the next 5 to 10 years, it was all old safe acts
That is correct.
that they trusted.
It was like, who are some legends we can
Who's
pull?
who over the age of 60?
Yes. All right, Dan.
Well, so you're saying they've done this since 1970? We've named everybody pretty much from like 2010 forward almost.
That is correct.
So who would have played? How about the Eagles?
Or how about the Steagles?
Or the Steagles, yes.
Fortunately, now the Golden Eagles marching band is on the list. The Eagles. So close, but no.
Okay, who was really big for a while then faded away?
There's a
Madonna?
couple I could have named.
Madonna?
Oh, interesting.
I do think Madonna did. Good call.
She did. 2012, Madonna, absolutely.
Oh, Michael Jackson.
Yes, Michael Jackson, absolutely. Nice.
Michael J. Jackson.
Michael Jackson was 1993. Now you're digging back a little bit.
Did Aretha Franklin do it?
That is an excellent question.
I think that might have been part of the safety time.
Or part of the Bizarro Earth 2 universe?
No, unfortunately, the Franklin Central High School drumline performed, but not Aretha Franklin.
Were they with the Golden Eagles?
They were with the Golden Eagles. That was the same year. Actually, it was not the same year.
So I think early on they had marching bands. So we're not going to get any of those.
No, we're not doing those. Actually, the first 3 years it was nothing. So 67 to 70 was not anybody contemporary or celebrity-ish. Starting in 1970, they started pulling out some interesting celebrity-ish names that you would recognize, but probably not guess that they performed at the Super Bowl.
Sonny and Cher. Now we already got Cher, but how about Sonny and Cher?
Well, you remember that we only had Cher at the.
Oh, that's right. She only did the national anthem. Wait, I thought Cher did the halftime too.
She was pregame and she sang the national anthem. And sadly, either her or Sonny never got a chance.
Sonny never got his share. I know.
He never got his share. Oh, he got his share, but
I'm going. This is a bit of a long shot, but I'm going with the Starland Vocal Band.
No,
they were really hot for a really brief period.
But an excellent guest.
How about the Bee Gees?
Not the Bee Gees. There's some people that are so fresh off the top of my head. It's killing. This is crushing me.
Well, we know Barry Manilow didn't do it, so there's no way that's there. He's looking.
Just check it. You'll be surprised at some of these names.
Beyonce?
Oh yeah.
Oh yes, Beyonce, 2013. Beyonce performed in New Orleans. All right, Deanne, we're back to
Britney
you.
Spears.
Britney Spears, 100% was there along with Aerosmith.
That was pre-conservatorship. Wow, yeah. Alicia Keys?
Sadly,
I
no.
can picture that.
Yeah, sadly, no, but I could picture that. You're right.
Yeah, she would have
Maybe
been
she did
good.
the national anthem. That's a whole different show.
That is,
69.
Like, if we try to do national anthems, be like Whitney Houston, the game's over.
Yeah.
And Sugar Ray. No, I'm kidding. Good.
When it's over, that's time.
Maybe they played the post game show and did one.
No, they did the halftime. I'm going to prove myself right, I'm sure. Is it my turn or Dave's turn?
Your turn.
Yeah.
Oh. How about the Backstreet Boys?
Sadly, no Backstreet Boys.
Bruno Mars?
Bruno Mars absolutely performed multiple times, but he was the headliner in 2014. All right, Dan, you need this point to stay alive here. Hopefully keep Dave from getting to 11.
Paul McCartney.
I think you're right about that.
I think you're right.
Yes, you are. 2005. Paul
Wow.
McCartney.
Ooh,
So he was the year after.
that was before the
Yeah.
geriatric period. Yeah.
Yep, this was right after the Janet Jackson incident.
Oh, right after. Okay.
That was the year right after.
He was safe.
Janet Jackson was 2004. Paul McCartney, they rolled out Paul McCartney,
They
and
rolled out.
Stones the year after that.
They really rolled him out.
They really did, literally, and then they went.
And that was
Prince,
15
we already
years ago.
talked about, and some other people who we haven't talked about yet. So,
Did Christina do it? Aguilera?
do not.
I'm not sure.
Yes, she did. She was a performer in the year 2000. Absolutely. So that game goes to Dave. How about
Congratulations.
Wanna watch chicken dinner?
All right. Nice job. Okay. So here we go. And as Adam points out, it's like you really have to see some of the lists pre 1990. It gets really impressive. So in I would say in 1970 is when they rolled out the first person that might be a celebrity name, and it would be Doc Severinsen and Al Hurt. Carol Channing also performed. So it definitely started. We had Ella Fitzgerald in the 70s. Andy Williams performed. Duke Ellington.
I was going to say Tony Bennett at one point, but if I got desperate.
Yeah, I don't see him yet, but he might be in here somewhere. We get a lot of, there's a couple of years, like in the beginning of the 80s, it was like a salute to the big band era, and Up With People performed.
Oh,
So, you really
need them wherever you go.
ones. It's so true. And then in 1984, there was a salute to the superstars of the silver screen produced by the Walt Disney Company. So for quite a while in the 80s, they didn't have
was it on ABC that year?
possibly. In 1987, George Burns, Mickey Rooney performed.
I was the biggest star in the world. Bang.
Boom, bang.
In 1988, you had Chubby Checker and the Rockettes perform. Let me see,
Come on, baby.
90s now. When you get into the 90s, you start to definitely see some people that were more from the celebrity world. New Kids on the Block performed in 91. And then in 82, we had, 92, Gloria Estefan. Gloria Estefan comes up a bunch in these, just as Lisa.
Well, part of that was they did a lot of Super Bowls in Miami. That probably was part of it.
In 84, we had Clint Black, Tanya Tucker, Travis Tritt, and the Judds.
I was trying to think of country people, but I couldn't be sure.
And that was in Georgia. And then there was 85. I love this. The theme was Indiana Jones and the Temple of the Forbidden Eye. And the performers were Patti LaBelle, Tenny Pendergrass, Tony Bennett, and the Miami Sound Machine.
I would have gotten credit for Tony Bennett.
Yeah, you would have gotten Tony Bennett, absolutely. In 86, we had Diana Ross. 87, this is fabulous. It's the Blues Brothers. But Dan Aykroyd and John Goodman and James Blues. They were with ZZ Top, James Brown for that year. The following year, we had a Motown 40th anniversary with Boyz II Men, Smokey Robinson, Martha Reeves, The Temptations, Queen Latifah. In 99, we had Gloria Estefan come back again with Stevie Wonder. I thought one of you might have guessed Stevie Wonder. Big Bad Voodoo Daddy was there with him.
I thought of Stevie Wonder, but I just couldn't see it.
2000 was the year with Phil Collins, Christina Aguilera, Enrique Iglesias, Tony Braxton, and Edward James Olmos as the. 2001 was Aerosmith, NSYNC, Britney Spears, Mary J. Blige, and Nelly. Year after that was U2. Year after that was Shania Twain, No Doubt, and Sting. Then we got to the notorious 2004 with Jessica Simpson, which I love. She's the first one listed. Jessica Simpson, Janet Jackson, P. Diddy, Nelly, Kid Rock, and Justin Timberlake. And then after that, we got into Old Guy Central, Paul McCartney, the Rolling Stones, Prince, Tom Petty, Bruce Springsteen, and The Who. And then Black Eyed Peas in 2011, 2000.
They started to feel a little safe again.
They started to become a little safe. So you had Black Eyed Peas, and they were also with Usher and Slash from Guns N' Roses. Year after that was Madonna, and the list of special guests were LMFAO and Nicki Minaj and Mia and CeeLo Green. And let me see, 2013, we had Beyonce come out, and her special guest was Destiny's Child. And then we had Bruno Mars with the Red Hot Chili Peppers. 2015 was Katy Perry, Lenny Kravitz, Missy Elliott. Year after that, 2016 was Coldplay, and they had Beyonce, Bruno Mars, Mark Robinson, and the University of California Marching Band.
I was going to say that.
I know. Next year was Lady Gaga. She had no special guests. Year after that was Justin Timberlake. And year after that was Maroon 5. And that gets us to 2020, where we saw Shakira and Jennifer Lopez, which was just this past one.
And the next one is The Weeknd.
And you are correct. It is The Weeknd.
This will be the first pandemic Super Bowl.
So I said the list is pretty complete, so I'm pretty sure Sugar Ray is not in there.
Sugar Ray played the All-Star game. I just looked it up.
There you go.
So other than the time of year and the sport and the fact that there's no halftime, it was really close.
It was very close. Nice job, Dave. There you go.
No, there was the All-Star game halftime ceremony.
How can you have halftime in a baseball game?
No, football, the Pro Bowl.
Oh, the Pro Bowl. Okay, that's not the All-Star game. That's the Pro
Well, they
Bowl.
call it says Sugar Ray will perform during the All-Star game's halftime ceremony. Jessica Simpson sang the national anthem, and then Sugar Ray performed during the halftime. U2, Mariah Carey, Mary J. Blige, Mark Anthony, Paul McCartney, No Doubt, Bare Naked Ladies lined up for the Super Bowl.
The problem with the Pro Bowl is nobody watches it.
Exactly.
That is a problem. That is a problem.
So has anybody watched The Naked Gun yet?
No.
I've watched it before, but not for this, not for Monday.
I also have the DVD set of the complete series of Police Squad.
Ooh.
And it is, if you ever watch any of the old Police Squads, there is a very high percentage of jokes that they recycled from that series that almost nobody saw and used in the Naked Gun movies.
Why would they
That's
not?
right in the title. From the files of the
From
Naked
the files
Gun.
of Police Squad.
That's
You know, like, is this some kind of bust? Yes, it's very impressive. You know, that was taken from the TV show.
Like, we got to use that. That's too good. Well, I mean, half of it was already written for them.
So the difference was, in the TV show, the young woman who says it looks like a normal young woman. In the movie version, she looks like she just came out of Hooters.
So Adam says he watched all three. I don't know. Did you watch all three this week, Adam? Because there was part of me that was thinking, do we want to just tear off that Band-Aid and watch all three? I don't know.
If we want to overdose on OJ.
Exactly, right? Well, it's good for your digestive system or something.
So that was really, wasn't it Airplane that pretty much launched Leslie Nielsen's comedy career?
Yeah.
Because prior to that, he was primarily a serious actor. And that movie made people think of him as a comic actor.
Oh yeah.
The secret to his comedy is that he's serious.
He plays it straight. Yeah.
Right.
And there's
Frank Drebin definitely plays it straight.
I listened to a podcast with David Zucker. No, one of the Zucker brothers. And he said the secret to when somebody falls, the camera can never go with the fall. So the camera's coming along. If somebody falls, it doesn't follow them. The camera stays and they fall off frame. That's the secret to funny falling.
There you go. Who knew?
Well, it's true. If you think of the classic pratfall of, someone walking along on a banana peel, you just see them go, what? And disappear from frame. You don't see the camera pan down and show them on the ground.
Yeah.
Well, Adam says he did watch all 3 this week.
Well, good for you, Adam. I don't know that I have that time this weekend, but I might.
That would I one sitting. I think that would be the ideal experience.
So next week he's going to watch all of the Police Academy movies.
Yeah, I think that's all 7 of them. I believe there are 7.
I think there are 8.
There might be 8. You might be correct about that. There are a lot. There's more than there should be.
And is there anyone that was in all of them? Did Michael Winslow survive the entire gamut? Because I know Gutenberg bailed out after a couple, but
is there anybody who held on to all of them? Has that claim to fame?
That claim to desperation.
Shame. All right. So, do we want to do a little name drop theater? We'll see if anybody wants.
This will be the beta version of Name Drop Theater.
What?
This is the beta version of Name Drop Theater.
Okay.
So Monday will be that. Tomorrow is, of course, Clutch Radio. And I thought I had a little something.
Monday night is the. Now, if nobody throws out a name, we can combine this with the birthday game, and we'll get you guys to guess who's having a birthday today, and then Dan can tell us whether he has a story or not. How's that sound?
Oh, you're gonna mix it.
Yeah, we're gonna mix it up. If nobody else wants to just throw out a random name, I will choose from the birthday from the past week. How does that sound?
All right. Well, if we're gonna do that, we might as well do this.
Happy birthday to you.
And this will be a good tiebreaker for you two because you've each won 1 game tonight. So I'll bring the scoreboard back up. And my thought is we'll just do 5 of these, right? We'll do 5 of these total, and we'll only score for the obviously you will know we can't do a score guess for whether your story is true or not, but we will just for fun take a guess at that. Sound good?
All right.
So I believe it is Dan's turn to go first, and so we'll let Dan go first with his age of guess, and then once we get both of your guests locked in, we'll let Dan tell us a story. Sound good? So Dan, November 13th is Jimmy Kimmel's birthday. How old is Jimmy Kimmel?
56.
Dave?
I think that's very close. I'm going to go with 58.
Jimmy Kimmel is 53.
Okay.
That point goes to Dan. And now, Dan, could you tell us a little bit about Jimmy Kimmel?
I was in Montreal at the Just for Laughs Comedy Festival, and they do a basketball game, artists versus industry, every year. So they have the comedians playing the managers, agents, and producers. And that year, I showed up as industry because I came with the company I was working for in New Orleans. So I got to play on the industry team, and I played against Jimmy Kimmel and Adam Carolla.
Now, do we get to ask you any questions about this? Or
Sure.
So what year was this?
2000.
2000. And of course, people in the comments are, welcome, encouraged to say whether they think Dan is full of crap or if this actually happened. We'll go with this
Were you on their team? Or
No, I
you
was
on
on the opposite team.
Okay.
I played for the industry. They were the artists.
Did they win or did you win?
They did win. I was playing with a bunch of old Jews. I mean, it's, it was producers and agents and managers.
Okay, Harper says she believes it. I'm gonna say I believe this. I don't remember this as a story you've told me, but for some reason the pieces align nicely. I'm gonna go with I believe this because I know you've had an Adam Carolla connection in the past. So I'm gonna go with this one and say I believe this.
Dave.
I'm believing it also.
All right, you're all right.
Ooh,
Adam's wrong.
But you had it. This was a legitimate name drop.
It's a double name drop.
Also, because they did not have any basketball shoes, and we were at I believe it's McGill University, and they gave them each brand new basketball, like Nike sneakers, and I'm like, "Where's ours?"
Yeah, probably $150 sneakers.
Yeah, they got some sneakers to play. We got a T-shirt. My second Jimmy Kimmel story too was I was at a taping of one of the episodes, and he supposedly took too much Advil that day, and his face like got really swollen during the show. By the end of the show, he couldn't talk.
Wow,
Rick Springfield was the musical guest that night.
interesting.
All right, that's all.
Okay,
Those are my two name drops.
all right. So Dave, we're gonna go to you now, and you'll get your first guess at the birthday game. November 11th. Was Abigail Adams? No, I'm kidding. It was actually. Dan, any stories from Abigail
Susan
Adams?
B. Anthony.
We're gonna go with Demi Moore.
Oh,
Mrs. Bruce Willis. Demi Moore.
ex-Mrs. Bruce Willis.
That's correct.
And mother of Rumor Willis,
That is correct.
Rumor has it that is true.
who looks an amazing amount like her mother. I'm going to say 59.
Okay, Dan.
I'm going to go 60.
58. You people like to age these people. That's a point for Dave.
Well, I'm 50. I can't think anybody like that. Those old people are in the 50s still.
Nope, she's not that far ahead of you. So
I
Dave,
know.
do you have a story to share with us?
As a matter of fact, I do. When I worked at All Access Music Group, I would often go to a grocery store called Howell's Market, actually. And I would occasionally see a celebrity. And one time I was in there just grabbing my lunch, and there was Demi Moore.
Okay, there you go. Any questions from Dave?
She was shopping.
She was shopping, just,
By
had
herself?
a cart, was just grabbing some food.
So just by herself.
She was by herself.
All right. So people in the comments say whether you think that this is an actual name drop or is this a complete fabrication from Dan's deep imagination.
And we lost a viewer just over that.
We just over that, like I can't take
Someone who can't stand Demi Moore.
stand these lies. Adam says this one's fake. I think this one's fake.
I think this one's fake also.
Damn, it is fake.
It is fake. There you go.
As close. Here's the closest I have is when Becky and I both worked in Malibu, and Cooper, the first dog, was we took him to a daycare in Malibu, and he did hang out with Bruce Willis's dog at the daycare. So I don't know if that was Demi's dog too, but it was definitely Bruce Willis's dog.
Of the game. I think you can tell a story that gets you within close degrees of separation from the celebrity. I don't think you need to have direct contact with them. I think that story.
Well, I sort of had contact with her dog, her stepdog, or her dog.
I think just to make it so that it's a little harder if you do have a story that gets you within so many degrees of separation. I don't think it needs to be a personal one-on-one.
Oh.
I think that would be. I think your stories could go that far to just be like, oh, I had lunch with his manager's daughter.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
I came out to a dent in my car, and there was a note on the windshield from Demi Moore.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So we're looking if you have any connection with these celebrities. You don't have to have a personal. Because I think if I pull up Prince Charles, who turned 71, chances are
you should ask.
I was one of the paparazzi chasing Lady Di.
So I'm trying to keep them in the realm of possibility. So okay, so Dan, this is your age guess first, and it's going to be today. Celebrating a birthday is Whoopi Goldberg.
Whoopi.
So-
I'm going to say Whoopi is 65.
and we're done right there. Whoopi is 65. So there you go. Dan gets a point for that.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's, who do you think of with Dan? You think Rick Springfield and Whoopi Goldberg? Come
Whoopi
on.
Goldberg. Here we go. Now, do you have a story about this particular senior citizen?
Well, Whoopi is Jewish, as am I. And I was at a Rosh Hashanah service in LA once. And lo and behold, Whoopi Goldberg was there back when she was dating Ted Danson. He was with her, surprisingly, and the yarmulke was covering his bald spot. And I was actually in shock that he came with her. And now if it's Ted Danson's birthday, I just ruined a second story.
But that brings us back to Cheers.
That is also very true.
What year was this? Approximately?
This was my first time living in LA. This was in the early 90s.
Okay.
So it might have been either 93 or 94, I would say.
That's true. And Danson was bold pretty early.
Well, we took the piece off during Cheers, don't forget.
Yeah.
What do we think in the comments here? I think, is that Adam saying fake for this one?
He gave another fake. Look at Adam. Adam just doesn't believe anything I say.
Yeah, he's just thinking you're nothing but full of crap. I think that's what I do, though. I could go with fake on this one, too.
I'm going on the limb and saying true on this one.
Adam is correct. Eric is correct.
Never
happened.
Fake. There we go. All right. Excellent. Nice job. All right. So let me find another birthday here for us.
Generalissimo Francisco Franco.
We're going to go with, let me get this right. Ryan Gosling.
Oh.
Yes, movie actor Ryan Gosling had his birthday just yesterday. How old did Ryan Gosling become?
48.
Dan?
I'm going to go 45.
Ryan Gosling turned 40 just this past year. So he's a little
He's
young.
not aging well.
That's why he has those gorgeous looks.
He looks a good 5 to 8 years older than that.
I agree.
Yes.
Now, Dan,
Yes, Eric.
you love Ryan Gosling.
So a lot of people don't know this, but Goose Gosling, who was a famous, I believe, was a sportscaster in the Pittsburgh area, is Ryan Gosling's great uncle. And I don't have a direct with Ryan Gosling, but Goose Gosling I had met several times when I was coaching basketball for Blackhawk High School, because he would, we were, in state championships and whatnot, and Goose Gosling was around.
Interesting. There is a degree of separation.
I had to go degree there because I
like that because it brings us into the realm of interesting list. Because certainly all plausible.
I'll let other people speak first on this one.
I'm gonna go yes with this one. I'm gonna say yes.
Is Adam weighing in?
Adam has not weighed in yet. Anybody else in the comments wants to weigh in?
Adam might not know who Goose Gosling is, though. Although Goose Gosling, I think, was on ESPN for a while too, wasn't he?
Okay. Well, I am now going to speak up because his name was Goose Gossage. So.
Well, I think you're thinking of someone else. You're thinking of the baseball pitcher.
Yes.
This is Goose Gosling, who was
I'm saying false, but.
All right. Let me see. Adam says it's true-ish. Dan's Googling now because he thought he was right.
He probably is. He could well be,
Could possibly.
No, I totally made it up.
Totally. All right, there you go.
But there is a Goose Gosling field, and so there is someone named Goose Gosling. So
Dan is inching closer to a 5-point victory here. First 1 to 5 is our winner tonight. I believe Dan goes first on this next one.
Yep.
And we're going to go with Wallace Shawn.
Oh,
An inconceivable choice.
inconceivable.
This is for me.
Yes.
For you.
Who is this?
Wallace Shawn. Wallace Shawn, known for roles in The Princess Bride and Young.
Yes. I picture him now.
Yes.
I'm gonna go. He's 78.
Dave.
He's older than that. 79.
77. Another point for Dan.
Oh my God! I totally guessed.
So Dan.
And also, what character does he play in Toy Story?
That's another good question. Absolutely.
In which one?
Toy Story.
Yeah, he's in Toy Story.
He is. He's the shoe.
He's a very frightened character.
He is. He's very frightened. I
He's
don't know.
Goose Gosling.
In Toy Story.
So
Too much pressure.
he was also a stand-up comedian years ago, and I did get the opportunity to see him perform at the Mort Saul birthday party that I got to go to, the birthday show when Mort Saul turned 80, probably 14, 15 years ago. 13, 14. Well, let's see, what year was it? Probably 07, 08. So yeah,
And his brother, Mort Gosling.
Mort Gosling, yes.
So
You don't hear a lot of Morts anymore. There's Mort Drucker, who was the artist for Mad Magazine.
Morton was probably the whole name.
Probably. Yeah,
you're
Morton
saying
Downey Jr.
you got to see Wallace Shawn do stand up. And he would have been 62 at the time, ish. I'm gonna say I don't believe this one either.
I'm not believing this one.
Adam says this feels like To Tell the Truth name drop edition. But so far you have not won over the audience with your connection to Wallace Shawn. Is there anybody else, Adam? Do you have an opinion about this particular story? Bull shark, says Adam. Adam's not having it. Dan?
Complete fabrication, but he is a comedian.
Hmm.
That I did not make up.
Okay.
He's also in The Princess Bride. Huh?
I thought there was going to be more to that. You're like, he's gonna,
No, I just thought that if I threw up Mort Saul, that an 80, an old time comedian, that would help.
pull him out
It
of.
wasn't Wallace Shawn. It was Wallace and Gromit that I met at.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, I'm thinking of Dick Shawn, different comedian.
All right. So here, sure, Dan will have.
It's a mad world.
Dan will be able to dazzle us with his connection to our next birthday, which is Chad Kroeger, lead singer for Nickelback, celebrating his birthday
He's already lived way too long.
on this Sunday.
Look at this photograph.
Yes. How old is he in that photograph, Dave?
This is mine, huh?
This one's yours.
Oh, lucky me.
Start us off. You get to start us off. Draw a line in the sand.
I'm going with an even 40.
I'm going to go 39 since we've been overestimating everybody.
And this one goes to Dave. Chad Kroeger turns 45 on.
Wow.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, Nickelback. They never played the Super Bowl, although there is a position. It could be the Nickelback defense.
And this is where Dan goes, I refuse to admit I have ever had any connection with anyone in Nickelback, so I'm conceding this.
Yeah, I couldn't even think of something that would be even plausible.
Just not a good story. I thought there might have been a chance.
You know what? I could have made up something. I'm just, it's getting late and the vodka's kicking in.
With the past connection, you might have had something. So,
I
all
was
right.
buying crack from my dealer.
He
And in
opened
the car,
Rick Springfield once.
All right. So we're going to make this might be the end
might be.
as we ask Dan about Leonardo DiCaprio.
Leonardo DiCaprio. He was on Growing Pains.
How old is
I'm going to say Leo is 42.
Dave?
Leo is 50.
Wow. Leonardo DiCaprio is 46. So you both have completely split the difference on this.
But I didn't go over.
But you did not go over.
Yes,
so
you
Dan
win the
gets the
tiebreak.
point, and that ends this another round.
Ta-da!
Want a chicken dinner?
Now, Dan, is there a story? Did he ask you to draw you like one of your French girls?
No, but he did frequent the Comedy Store in Hollywood on Sunset Strip often. He owned the, I believe he was co-owner of the Viper, one of the famous clubs there, and where River Phoenix died. And he was at the Comedy Store one night when I was hanging out there, and I did say hello.
Interesting story. But
believable story?
Do we believe that story?
Did he reply when you said hello?
I believe he said, my car is the white one. And he handed me a tag, and I was, no, what? Adam, you said false for everything except the one that was false.
Adam is just convinced that you are
The one that was false? Most of them were false.
He said truish to the one that was.
Adam said truish to the one that was.
Jimmy Kimmel
saying
was spot
false.
on.
That's true. Should have
Yeah,
ended
but
with
you're more likely to cross paths with Jimmy Kimmel than you are with.
well, and especially Jimmy Kimmel during the Man Show days. That's what made
Yes.
that one feel so right. It just felt so right. It was the details.
But did you meet the fox?
Details, that made that one.
Ziggy zaggy. Oi, oi, oi.
Demi Moore alone in the corner bodega.
It was Hal's Market. It's a pretty large grocery store.
Oh, wow.
It's not there anymore.
Leonardo DiCaprio passed out in the gutter beside the road.
I'm gonna go false on this one too.
I'm false.
Wow, you guys don't believe anything.
No,
That's and you shouldn't.
no.
Well, you're wearing a black hat. You're clearly a villain here.
It is true.
Yes,
He is.
I've got good uplighting. Look at that.
Very nice. Very nicely done. Very nicely done. How about that? And a whole night full of
That
crazy.
puts a lot of pressure on Dan that game, though, because to come up with all these stories. Now, I realize one possibility would be to think of a story of some minor celebrity you've met and just drop Demi Moore into it. But
I did see a lot of people at that grocery store. I mean, I saw Carrie Moss from The Matrix.
that's actually what I was going to think, because that was the background to Eric scoring, was The Matrix.
Yeah.
It's the Matrix.
Linda Ronstadt was once in there.
Linda Blair.
Well, I mean, that's I think the from what I've seen with shows that do this kind of thing is the best approach that you can take with it is to take a story that is absolutely
Yes.
true about somebody, but then
Drop
just
a different name in it. Yes.
right, and include that many details about the story.
You tell the story of Steven Tyler looking like an old lady, but instead of Steven Tyler,
Right,
he used to be more. So it works perfectly.
It's just perfect. Absolutely, right? It's all good. It'd be like, oh, I met Rick Springfield and I told him about my script and how he was going to be in it, but I replaced Rick Springfield with
With Folgers Crystals. Yeah,
Ralph
it was-
Macchio.
nice.
Speaking of scripts, real quick sitcom update.
Oh yes, sitcom
Since
update.
Eric and I have rewritten the pilot episode.
Music for this, but go ahead.
Do you have music for it?
I don't. I will next time.
Also, now you're going to be a pilot. Man, you keep changing your profession.
I know.
I set a goal of getting a sitcom by 50, but then COVID happened, so I changed it to or so. We do have all the actors have committed to do the local actors to do the version of it that we're going to record, or we're going to tape or film or
Something.
yeah. And Richard Malzahn of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure and Titanic and
Not
Return of the
Richard
Jedi
Mall.
fame.
Who came up
What's
earlier
that?
today.
Richard Mall. That's a whole different thing.
Richard Malzahn. He will be executive producing with me and director of photography. And we're going to do a table read. It looks like next Wednesday. I sent a thing out to everybody, and Eric's like, geez, hope everybody's available. It's like, one day, Eric, just one of those days. I'll just throw out options. I didn't want them for every one of those days.
So is this clocking in?
Nine options, and it was like, and Eric will have to be at all of them, and I'm like,
Is
No,
this
Eric will have
clocking
to
in
be
at
at all
standard
the-
sitcom length?
I meant you'll have to be at all of whatever we end up doing. because you're narrating.
Good. It's all good. I want to be part of it. Absolutely.
You're going to be Pat
problem
Oswalt
Sunday
on
we'll
the
do-
Goldbergs. You're the narrator, huh?
I'm the narrator. I am the Edward James Olmos of the 1977 halftime show.
Or you're the Morgan Freeman of the.
Shawshank Redemption.
That's right. Exactly.
Well, also he narrated the table read at Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Hello.
And he's like, and then they took a carrot and proceeded to give the carrot a blowjob, and he went, "Oh my!" That wasn't in the script. I just ad-libbed that. But yeah, Eric will be the announcer. It looks like the Leah character might only be available on Sunday. So we would do that. We would just get together for that one scene because she's only the Leah / Debbie Gibson character is only available for the opening.
There you go. Meanwhile,
and then the rest will probably do. It looks like Wednesday works for everybody.
back at Dan's house, there was tomfoolery happening.
I sense hijinks.
Let's take a listen now.
I'm going to call shenanigans.
We will not be broadcasting this table read like we did with the others. Now everything has to wait until the actual.
This is behind the scenes, knowing about what's happening, but not for consumption.
But you should also film not only the pilot, but film behind the scenes so that when the DVD comes out later, you'll have great behind the scenes footage.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Right. Remember,
we're going to probably
all Asian women. Go ahead.
What? We're probably going to do some sort of a limited crowdfunding type thing where we're going to have a T-shirt for the car dealership that people can buy for $50 and to help with the production costs and stuff like that.
I think
a drama though. You've changed.
You have a Patreon, and the top level, you adopt those people so that you are then their dad, and then.
So Dan's my dad.
That's right.
Dad.
Right.
And if you pledge high enough, you get to be on an Eridan with.
Ooh.
Well, you know what I'm finding is there are celebrities out there that are doing things like for $50 they'll be on your podcast. I'm thinking $50 that might be worth it to have somebody come on the podcast.
Well, it's true. Depending on who it is, it's Jack Kroger. Here he is.
You're gonna have your entire script narrated by people doing lines that you've bought on Cameo.
Ooh, that's not a bad idea.
I don't think it's a bad idea.
Adam wants to be an extra for a donation. Yes, you can, Adam.
There you go.
You can be in the car dealership.
There you go.
And you can have Rick as the spooky guy in the shadows lurking outside your house with the wild hair.
Oh, Rick Bird. I think I meant Rick Springfield. Like, no, he's the dad.
You just get a cutout of Rick and put him in.
Well, here's what's funny is if we actually film it with Debbie Gibson and the dinner, she lives in Vegas, so we will need extras in Vegas. So I probably would call Rick and say, hey, can you go be sitting in the table behind us? We'll use we're going to use a local actress in restaurant.
Now, will he be a good extra, or he'll be one of the really annoying ones that can't help himself but make eye contact with the camera?
I know.
The MAGA hat. It'll all be good.
Like Pee Wee Herman when he was doing
Beijing Mr. Herman.
Yeah, but he's like mouthing his lines and like looking at the camera.
Awesome.
Oh, Neil deGrasse Tyson's on the new Gilbert Gottfried podcast. Well, now I've got something to listen to tonight.
Well, there you go.
I love Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Is he related to Mike Tyson?
He's on TikTok.
He's on TikTok. I watch every time a new TikTok comes up. He's like, he's talking about multiple universes. He goes, is there a universe where my girlfriend and I did not break up and we're still together? He goes, yes, there's actually infinite. If we could come up with a way that we could travel between universes and you could go there where you are back with your girlfriend, or you could just not be a dick.
There's a universe where Sugar Ray performed at the halftime show.
Oh man, at the Super Bowl halftime show. Absolutely.
I still remember doing a joke about it though. That's what's so weird. I swear I remember it, but I guess it was just the Pro Bowl. You guys ready to rock? Yeah. When it's over. It's just like there's no rocking there.
I can just picture though a Super Bowl halftime with Gene Simmons spitting blood and
that would be amazing actually. The funny thing with Sugar Ray is that they had their first big hit, that Fly, which was like big hit, and so like as a DJ I'm like, oh, this is the hot new group, I'm gonna buy this album, and it's like thrash metal, right? Like, they were such a hardcore, like almost like heavier than Red Hot at the time, Red Hot Chili Peppers at the time. Like they were really rough. And then the next album was like Jimmy Buffett all the way.
Commercial. Let's cash in. Let's cash in.
Wait, you guys will give us money? Like we'll do whatever. It's fine, and I don't blame them.
Well, it's always weird when you have an artist that has a very atypical song that becomes their big hit. And Bobby McFerrin came to hate "Don't Worry, Be Happy" and refuses to perform it.
Yeah,
He worries. He's not.
This was a disappointment for me when I went to see him. Not that he wasn't excellent; he's an amazing talent, you know.
Well,
and
think about like
he wrote
think
that
about like Cinderella.
Cinderella.
Yeah. You know, they had don't know what you got till it's gone. But then everything else was like
Chumbawamba.
Well, yeah, I mean, especially when power ballads were the thing, you would get these heavy metal groups or really hard rock groups doing super sugary sweet pop songs. But it's like, yeah, don't buy our album. You're not going to.
But then there were bands that's exactly what broke up the band. Both Journey and Styx, when their lead singer started doing all these love songs, just couldn't take it anymore, and they either broke up or kicked out their lead singer, or you know.
And now where are they? No, I'm kidding.
Well, neither of them has the lead singer that was the one singing all the love songs.
Journey has nothing right now.
You look at Extreme with More Than Words, right?
Yeah, another perfect example.
Right. You know,
Saying I love you.
we don't really do that kind of music. And
You have to go play in Van Halen now.
yeah, but a lot of money will make people do things.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
Kiss's biggest hit is Beth.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, Steve Perry is Journey.
Yes, I agree. Where's Rick Burdine to argue that Arnell is the number one?
I don't know.
That was the case though, where they actually got a guy that was, whether you like him or not, or whether you think he's talented or not, really does sound a lot like Stephen Perry.
If you can't get Steve Perry, that's not a bad way to go.
Yeah, he even had the long hair and everything.
Styx just decided, we don't need Dennis DeYoung.
Yeah, but Dennis DeYoung had such a unique voice.
And has such a unique ego.
That is
Which is often the case with these people.
Hey, we've been on for an hour 43.
I know. It's been quite the or so tonight.
So tomorrow morning, Rafi and I will be on at 10 a.m. my time.
Any
What
top?
of your time? Here's tomorrow's interesting topic: celebrity cars,
Ooh.
not famous cars. Cars owned by celebrities, like John Voight's LeBaron on Seinfeld.
Last night, I believe it was, Dan Aykroyd was on, I think it was Seth Meyers. And it was actually very funny because he was talking about all the Buicks that he's bought over the years after the Blues Brothers.
Oh
He's
my
like 5 different black Buicks in that model. Because every time he sees one, because they don't produce them anymore, he buys it. He usually buys it through someone else because if they see it's Dan Aykroyd, they jack the price up.
Sure.
And he was talking about all the members of his family he's bought these cars for because he just loves it.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing. So that's tomorrow. Monday night, we will be discussing The Naked Gun, and we will spin the wheel of reels again to choose another movie. And so, yeah, prepare yourself for a fantastic movie discussion on Monday.
May all your guns be naked.
That is a great way to think of it.
What
Not
does that
to
even
confuse with the naked bomb,
No, the nude bomb.
the nude
nude
bomb,
Yeah,
which is a
Naked Bomb.
smart movie.
Mhm.
Supposed to Zapped. I was going to put Zapped.
Oh,
Scott Baio.
oh,
I'm going to put that on the list next week.
weird science.
Weird Science is better than Zapped.
Is that Scott Baio?
Yep, totally. Absolutely.
Ugh.
I know. Yeah. I'm not-
Yeah, he's still insisting Trump is president. So people are like writing to him, like, they did a Happy Days reunion. You weren't invited. And I wrote on Twitter, I'm like, loved you as Chachi, loved you even more as blah, blah, blah. But man,
Charles was in charge.
Maybe that's it.
I
Absolutely.
like Willie Ames more on that show.
Willie Ames was fabulous in that show.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. That's the show, everybody.
Good night, guys. Thank you for the
Tomorrow
Friday.
morning. Hopefully my camera will work.
See you tomorrow, or see Dan tomorrow, and we'll see
Yes.
everyone else on Monday.
All right, bye.
Good night.